minutes. But first, let's get over to Meaghan with a check on the roads.
Kelly, good morning. I'm continuing to monitor a bad crash this morning. If you're heading out the door in Osceola County along Florida's Turnpike, this is impacting northbound travelers north of State Road 60, so close to Yeehaw Junction. What we know right now is there's two semi-trucks that collided here just before 5 o'clock this morning. Several cars involved in this crash. We just saw the hazmat crew arrive on the scene, so I do anticipate those northbound lanes being shut down for several hours this morning. This is mostly going to impact that South Florida traffic heading northbound, but I just wanted to make a mention of it. If you're heading that way this morning, the detour is going to be along Highway 441. So if you are heading that way, do want to give you a quick look at this map. This is where the closure is, State Road 60 down here. This is Highway 441, so it will take you up to 192. I'll be monitoring this, and we'll take a look at I-4 coming up in a few minutes.
Okay, it's 6:20. Let's get over to Meaghan with a check on the roads.
Kelly, good morning. I'm monitoring two big crashes this morning. If you're heading out the door, this one is in Osceola County along Florida's Turnpike. All the northbound lanes are shut down. If you're just tuning in here, this is just north of Yeehaw Junction. If you're heading that way, we know two semi-trucks collided here this morning. Happened just before 5 o'clock. There's also several other cars involved in this crash, so it's going to take some time to clear. If you do need to travel northbound, heading towards St. Cloud, you do need to take Highway 441 as an alternate route this morning. Also, if you're heading out the door along I-4, I want to let you know there is a crash here. If you're traveling eastbound, this is at Maitland Boulevard. This is a live picture from our tower camera here at Lee Road, blocking off, it looks like the two right lanes, so traffic getting by in the left. But if you're traveling to Maitland, Lake Mary, maybe hop on those express lanes if you're traveling east this morning. Do want to give you a check-in on those travel times. Fortunately, not seeing a big impact because of that crash from Altamont Springs to Florida's Turnpike.
First, though, let's get over to Meaghan with a check on the roads.
Kelly, good morning. I'm monitoring two big traffic issues this morning. If you're just tuning in and heading out the door, there was a bad crash blocking all the northbound lanes along Florida's Turnpike, just north of Yeehaw Junction. Two semi-trucks involved in this crash. There's a hazmat crew on scene, and we do know there are some major injuries with this crash. So we're still working to learn more this morning, but if you do need to travel north, heading towards St. Cloud, you're going to have to use Highway 441 as a detour this morning. That is where that is, and this is where the roadblock is this morning. Going to be closed for several hours. Also, quickly want to mention a crash along I-4. This is eastbound at Maitland Boulevard. The two right lanes are blocked off, but looks like crews have it now moved off onto the right shoulder, so those delays are improving in that area. We'll take a look at those I-4 travel times coming up in a few minutes.
Temperatures in the 60s. All right, it is 6:50. Let's get over to Meaghan with a check on the roads.
Kelly, good morning. I'm continuing to monitor a major crash this morning that has all the northbound lanes on Florida's Turnpike shut down. This is near Yeehaw Junction, just north of State Road 60. You can see now that the sun has come up, it is a bad crash. Haven't seen a crash like this in a while. Hoping everyone is okay. We're still working to learn more from troopers what happened here this morning, but I see at least two semi-trucks were involved in this crash, looking like potentially a third. Also, several cars. There was a hazmat crew on scene and saw several ambulances earlier. This happened just before 5 o'clock this morning. Southbound is not impacted, so if you're traveling from St. Cloud south, you're going to be able to get by, but if you do need to travel north, you need to use Highway 441 as a detour this morning. So we'll be continuing to monitor this over on the CW. I want to give you a quick live look at I-4. Earlier crash here near Maitland Boulevard on the eastbound side has mostly cleared. No other traffic issues for your Thursday, and those travel times are not looking bad along I-4. From Saxon Boulevard to Lake Mary westbound, we're at 13 minutes. Eastbound, we're at 11 minutes. Final check of traffic this morning. I'm continuing to monitor a closure along Florida's Turnpike and in those northbound lanes. This is north of State Road 60, Yeehaw Junction, approaching the Canoe Creek Toll Plaza. You can see here this picture from our FDOT camera. Three semi-trucks involved in this crash and a couple of other vehicles. So not looking good here this morning. Hazmat crew is working to clear this, but I would expect those northbound lanes to be shut down for most of the morning. Do want to give you a quick look at this map. If you're heading that way northbound, you're going to have to take Highway 441 up to 192 in St. Cloud as that detour. Those southbound lanes, though, are not impacted this morning and no other crashes to worry about. Leaving you with a live look at I-4. Looking great in the metro.